What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, I want to break down the technicals on a stock that I think looks fantastic for further upside due to technical analysis. Now, we know as traders, technical analysis is not the end-all be-all. There are other things that could affect the market, external factors, and that's why no matter how much we like a technical chart, we always have to practice risk management. We could really love a trade, really love a technical setup, and it could still go against us. And if we get too emotional in a certain chart, we like it that much that we put a little bit too much risk into it, that could be something that really hurts us in our portfolio. Now, with that said, I still very much like this chart that I'm going to share with you today. If you like this chart as well, if you do your analysis and you like the idea as well, make sure to focus on your risk management. Do not over leverage into this position, as the stock that we're going to talk about is definitely one of the more risky stocks on the stock market. So in today's video, I'm going to break down these technicals, and I'm also going to break down how I plan to play this stock. How do I plan to trade this to the upside? Where are my stop losses? Where do I want to see the stock stay above? And then what financial instruments am I using? Because I'm not going to just be trading options on this stock. I am right now, and I'm currently in a position right now on this stock. Can share that one with you guys today, and maybe even a live trade if I'm feeling it after the video. But I also plan to purchase this stock in further quantity in my SEP IRA and in my long-term portfolio. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. This is a technical analysis video. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people telling me about fundamental analysis in the comments. I don't care about that. This is a technical analysis video, and that's what I'm basing my decision off of. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and jump into the charts. So maybe you picked up on some of the context clues in the intro, but the stock we're talking about today is Tesla. And this is the bear chart on Tesla right now. And this is the weekly chart that we're going to start our analysis on, dive down to the daily, and dive down into some short-term levels that I would be a little bit more interested in on some options trading. Now, like I said in the intro, I do plan on buying anywhere between 50 and 75 shares of Tesla between my SEP IRA, which maybe some of you guys know you have to contribute to the end of the year to get tax benefits. I would rather put that money in Tesla, where I currently like it, and into, of course, the SPY QQQ, than giving it to the IRS, right? So some of this money I am forced to invest, which I'm sure many of you guys are aware with, and that money, a part of it, will be going to the Tesla shares. The other part of my shares will be in an individual stock portfolio, which I will add to my original 55 shares that I currently own. Now, on top of that, I will be trading options on Tesla, and I have a little bit of a different strategy as to how I'm going to trade it, and I'll walk through some of that when we get into the shorter term analysis. Now, here's the blank chart on Tesla, and let's turn this blank canvas into what I believe is a very bullish analysis, at least in my mind, right? This is my analysis. I'm sharing it with you. It could be wrong, right? Of course it could be wrong. But this is my analysis, and I really like what I'm seeing here. So, first of all, the first thing that I'm watching on this weekly chart is the demand that stepped up right around this $200 level. So right there around that $200 level, you guys can see that we had previous lows here. We had previous lows here, previous rejections here, and just recently, just about late October, we had a very nice hold around that 200 level. So we had previous support, right? Previous support, that was support again, which turned into a rejection back here in February, March, which was able to break back above and hold its support back in October. I really like that hold, and that is why I have a pretty major demand level around that level, right? That's the first step of this analysis. I really like the weekly hold at 200 on Tesla and how we've seen upside since that hold. The second thing that I'm watching out for, something to be cautious of, is the supply above anywhere between this 300 and let's call it around 313, but we're going to leave it at 300. You guys can see right here, we had supply rejections at 300, which was support here, and then supply rejections again. And just so recently, back in July, we had a rejection at that 300 again. So in my mind, I have a supply level there, right? That would almost be a short-term target for options trading. Maybe not so much shares, but for options trading, that would somewhat be a short-term target, right? So first, we'll start this chart off on the weekly. We have our demand at 200, our supply at 300. We've been generally right? Generally, we've been trading in this channel for a few years now, right? Generally in this channel on Tesla for a few years now. A few extensions to the upside, a few extensions to the downside, but for the most part, Tesla has stayed relatively within this channel between 200 and 300. And as you can look at this chart, right, there was opportunity to long off 200 into 300. There was opportunity to short off 300 into 200. And in my opinion, you are approaching another opportunity here to long near 200, or at least long for the potential of a push into 300 and possibly even a potential further to the upside. Now, let me explain what I'm seeing here in terms of trends that would make me believe that there could be further upside from this point. So first of all, let's go ahead and pull up the trend from the all-time highs. In my opinion, you're looking at a trend very much like this, right? So we could see we have that extreme high right up here. Extreme high here, you have a high, right? And you have the low, and a little bit of an extension low right there. A pretty decent downtrending channel. Now, you can see that recently we have broken above that channel, and that previous channel high has actually become the new channel low here on Tesla. And just in the short term, right, you could almost draw a channel on top of a channel right here. It's almost channelception. New word, right? And so you can see right here, let me zoom in a little bit further. That previous channel high from all-time highs has turned into somewhat of a demand low as we sort of have flagged to the downside. So you can see that channel break, pull back, hold, upside, pull back, hold, upside. And so we can see that we have sort of flipped out of that channel, out of that downtrending channel from all-time highs, and we have created a new channel that has been holding, first of all, holding 200, right, which I believe is very key. So we can see that previous rejection right there at 200, which has turned into a demand, right? That's very key. And we can see just recently, we have been creating a channel here on the weekly chart right there. And if you notice this, and this is why I'm making this video today, is that we have recently started to break out of that channel. And the last time that we broke out of a channel, right, we had some major upside. The last time that Tesla broke out of a channel was actually right here. It was right here, right? We can see Tesla actually broke higher, channeled, had a big upside move. And what I'm noticing here on Tesla is how powerful these channel trades are, right? I know this looks a little bit difficult to read at the moment, but look at how these channel trades have set up some really nice structuring upside on Tesla. So right here, you have an upside move, which channels and breaks higher. You have a upside move, which channels and breaks higher, right? And that is why I believe that you will continue this trend here on Tesla and potentially see further upside after the trend break that we have recently seen this week, right? This was the first week that Tesla has broken out of the trend that has been going on, the downtrending channel, since the July highs at 300. So some very interesting trends there, some very interesting channels that have been created on Tesla. One, from the all-time high, right? You can see right there. That's the large one, which we have broken out above and have turned into support, right? Very interesting there. The second one was this minor channel, this minor trend right here, which we broke out above, right? Right here. Whoops, excuse me. Let me pull that back, which we broke out above and have now turned into a support right there at the previous highs. Very interesting. And so now I want to break this down on the daily chart and give you a little bit more insight as to what you have seen here over the last few weeks, last few months. So right here was that previous channel we were talking about. You had those highs around that 200, and you had that high around 300 here. So let's go ahead and draw that channel out on the daily chart. And that looks something like this, right? You can see right here, this is your daily trend on Tesla. You have your highs, your highs, your highs. You have your lows, and you stayed within this downtrending channel for some time now. Now, just so recently, Tesla has squeezed above this channel and has held a very key 230 demand here, which is a little bit more of a short-term look, which we will get to in a second. But this is what I wanted to point out on the daily and weekly chart, was this right here. This right here is what I'm starting to notice on Tesla, and something that I would pay attention to, because if this is a break of a channel like we saw back here, right? This was our previous channel that we saw a break of, right? And when Tesla broke that channel, look at the move that it made, right? And if Tesla breaks this channel, what is the move that could potentially happen here? Very, very interesting, and something I will absolutely put at least some risk into, right? This is what trading is about. This is what technical analysis is about. You can spot these similarities, and this is definitely something that I will be putting risk into in different types of vehicles, right? The more conservative way is to purchase shares here. A little bit more risky is to buy some options. It depends on your risk tolerance. This is not a video on telling you what to buy. It's just a technical analysis video. So with that said, I'm sure you can sort of understand those similarities that we're seeing on this chart and why I'm a little bit bullish on the breakout that we've currently seen. Let me go ahead and now break this down a little bit short term, some of the short-term analysis, and walk you through how I plan to trade options on Tesla here. So let's break this down to the 4-hour chart and just map out a few supply levels that I would be paying attention to over the next few weeks. If you do plan to take Tesla long, there's definitely some supplies to be careful of before you hit that 300 target. The first one that I'm watching in the extreme short term is 260. There's a few reasons why I'm cautious of 260. There's a rejection here. There's some rejections here, right? So I'm being a little bit cautious of that 260 level. That is really the first level that I need to see break before gaining a little bit extra confidence on this idea. If Tesla is able to break that 260, I will definitely gain a little bit more confidence on this idea. The next level that I'm going to be watching is right here around this 269, 270. There's some reasons behind that, right? So if we draw out that supply, here is 270. The reasons for that supply I'm cautious of is this rejection here, and some of the rejections that we saw back in July. So that is another level that I am cautious of. The last level that I'm watching is this pivot right around this 279, 280, right? And so if we look at Tesla, we can see, and we draw our supply zone there, right? We can see that 279, 280 area. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller because it does not need to be that big. 279, 280, right? That is right here. That is right here. And we have some previous supplies. So if I'm going to trade Tesla to the upside, what am I going to want to see here now that I know of some potential supply levels? Well, let me zoom in, right? This is what I'd want to start to see. And this is how I would continue to hold a position if I'm trading Tesla to the upside. I would want to start to see some of these supply levels turn into new lows, right? Every time Tesla pushes to the upside, I want to see a previous supply turn into a new low. Previous supply turn into a new low. A previous supply turn into a new low, right? That's how I would want to see Tesla structure itself to the upside. And just so recently, this is something that happened on Tesla, and this is why I am starting to get a little bit interested in the upside potential. The level that was just held, right, is around this 245, 246 area. This was previously a rejection here, right? Right here, a rejection, a rejection, a rejection, and a rejection. And just so recently, Tesla has held above that level. So I'm looking to see, does this trend start to form, right? Is this previous high into new low trend starting to form, right? We did that right here. Right around this demand level right here. You can actually bring it up to, just around this 230, right? You can see we have those previous highs, right? Around this general area here, those previous highs turning into new lows, right? So I'm starting to see that stair-stepping pattern, and I'm looking to see if I could take advantage of that. So 260, 270, 280, those are the levels that I would want to see start to hold on the upside. Now I'm going to break this down to the 1-hour chart and sort of show you that short-term hold that just happened on Tesla just the last few trading days. So right here we can see rejections, rejections and rejections on Tesla. Let me go ahead and zoom in to last Thursday, which was actually the day after FOMC, right? So right here, we can see Tesla on Thursday of this week, right? Thursday of last week, sorry. Let me double check. Yep, that is Thursday. Thursday of last week. Look at what happened at that 247 level. This hold right here, this hold right here. A very key hold right there. And after that hold, we have seen that upside start to come in. Once again, that 247 level, if I go back to the hourly chart and get a little bit more time, we can see the importance of that, right? That 247 level right here, and right there. The fact that Tesla was able to hold above that level gives me that interest for further upside. And that is why in the extreme short term, I have started to purchase calls on Tesla, which I held yesterday into today, making a very nice profit. Here's the trade that I took. It's all within the Discord chat. This is something that I will continue to share with you guys and just sort of keep you updated on my analysis here. So yesterday, you can see right here around 12:50, I took a Tesla December 22nd 255 call with the stop under that 253. Later in the day, I said that I was adjusting my stop loss. Right here, you can see I'm going to provide Tesla a little bit extra room here into the Friday demand around 250.5. This was a reason I held Tesla overnight, and today I was able to realize a nice $1,700, and I continue to hold that position today. I held it all through today, and I hold it into tomorrow. Now, the reason why I held Tesla in the very extreme short term here is the 250 hold that came in from the Friday lows. It was right around this 251, 250.5. Right in here, you guys can see we had that pretty nice hold on Tesla around 250, and we're starting to see that stair-stepping pattern. So, what is the next step on this trade? What will get me into more call options? What will get me to take more risk here? It is a break and a hold now above 260. If I see that, I take more size, right? And I scalp that to the upside. Next, right? If we hold that 260 and I get that hold, right? What am I looking for next? A break and hold above 270, right? And I'm looking to trade longs as we move to the upside here with my shares in the background, just being that passive generator of potential income, potential revenue, or potential profits, whatever you want to call it, if my analysis is correct here in this video. So that's my plan on Tesla, guys. This is my analysis. It all really stems back to that weekly chart that I talked to you about. I'm going to go ahead and clear this chart for a second. You can see right here, we have that demand around 200. We have the weekly chart that has formed, the weekly bull flag right there, which was very similar to this weekly bull flag. And I'm getting very interested in the potential of this bull flag breaking and moving up into that 300 supply that we have been watching. So weekly bull flag, if we break it down to the daily, we can see the daily is starting to break out. Right there, you can see that daily chart, weekly breakout. That is interesting. That is something I'm willing to take risk on, and I wanted to make a video about it in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis. If you learned something from it, let me know what your comments are down below. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you hate it? Why do you think Tesla should be worth $0? I'm sure I'll get some of those comments. Tesla's worthless, etc., etc. This is a technical analysis video, a technical analysis reason. I've provided you with some potential supplies, some potential reasons to be cautious. Tesla is a beast. Make sure you trade this properly with risk management. Do not trade Tesla based off the things that I've said in today's video, but I wanted to provide my analysis and let you guys know and keep you updated with some of the things that I'm looking at. Thank you again, guys, for watching. Press that like button if you enjoyed the analysis, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.